Welcome back. Our next guest today is Jodi Gidley, President of Virginia Natural Gas. Jodi, America is the world's largest consumer of energy. Can you tell us how the energy crisis has impacted prices?
Sure. Well, I think everybody understands as increase in demand goes up, so does prices. We've seen what's happened over the past year with gasoline and oil prices. We've also seen an increase in natural gas prices. There are many things that impact the price of natural gas, such as storage inventory levels, hurricane activity. It also tends to follow oil, so as oil prices have gone up, so has natural gas.
How does that impact consumers?
Well, 75% of our customers' bills is related to the cost of gas. So that includes purchasing the gas and getting it delivered to the state of Virginia. You can see that's a very high percentage. So if prices stay up and we have colder winter coming this year, then our customers will see higher bills. Now, it's still a great value compared to other fuels such as oil, but couple higher utility bills with higher gasoline prices and higher food prices, and it'll definitely be a squeeze on our customers' budgets.
If we were able to access the natural gas resources off of our coast, how would that affect our local economy?
Well, as I stated previously, 75% of our utility bill is related to the cost of gas. Of that 75%, 20% is related to transporting the gas from the production region, generally the Gulf Coast, into the state of Virginia. If you were able to access supplies off our coast, that would eliminate a lot of those transportation costs and reduce the cost of gas. In addition, offshore drilling would bring more jobs to the area and increased revenues to the state.
How do you think it would affect our economy nationally?
I think anything we can do to bring down energy prices will help the economy. Higher energy prices are a drain to our economy. So if we can find more domestic supplies and be less reliant on volatile regions of the world, that would definitely help.
Jodi, in your opinion, do you think that offshore drilling is a viable solution to our energy crisis?
I think every state should have the right to choose whether or not it allows offshore drilling. And I think Virginia, as a coastal state, should weigh in heavily on the debate over the national energy policy. We don't know what reserves are out there, but I definitely think we need to do exploratory drilling to find out. I don't think there's one solution to the problem, but I think offshore drilling is definitely a piece to the puzzle to help meet our future energy needs.
Thank you, Jodi. From the environment to the economy to our own backyard. Coming up next, more from Senator Wagner on the future of offshore drilling.
I understand that offshore drilling can bring a tremendous amount of jobs into the Hampton Roads area, and that's good for me because I have a grandson that's going to need a job, and I know some young people that really need some opportunities out there.
I think that offshore drilling would increase the amount of trucking business to be had. It has to be moved. And plus all of the byproducts from petroleum have to be moved. And let's face it, every single thing you eat, touch, smell, sleep on has to go through a truck. So it has to help.
I think the economic benefits are tremendous. We're going to create an enormous amount of jobs. The people that are working in that environment in many aspects are going to feed back into the economy so that our businesses will thrive. It will not affect our tourism because we're so far offshore in that production process that it's not going to be a tremendous concern from an eco-environmental impact.
Increasing fuel costs to our military affect our training readiness because we have to cut back our training to the barest essentials. And when that happens, it's a very fine line between being right there good enough and possibly being in a dangerous situation which could impact our troops and our readiness.
My husband lost his job when the Ford plant closed, as well as a lot of friends and other family. If offshore drilling can bring more jobs to this area for people to earn a decent living, then I'm all for it.
As a young American, I think that we need to strive to be energy independent, and I think that offshore drilling is definitely one of the solutions.
Welcome back to Energy Solutions Today. Joining me again is Senator Frank Wagner. Senator, thank you for continuing your leadership role in addressing energy issues. How long will it take for offshore drilling to become a reality?
Well, Lindy, here in Virginia, we're way ahead of the power curve because the Department of Interior included the Outer Continental Shelf off of Virginia in the 5-year plan. We're really 3.5 years through that plan. So assuming that Congress lifts the moratorium, the President's already lifted the moratorium, we could be available for leasing as early as 2011. Now, once the lease sale is conducted, then there's extensive amount of surveying that goes on, and then should they find areas that look encouraging, then they'll have to file a whole experimental drilling permit process and go through an entire National Environmental Protection Agency process, a full environmental impact statement, just to do the test drill. And that can take several years to get that permit approved. And once it's approved, then they'll go ahead and do the drilling. Remember, only 1 out of 2 of these wells actually hits. And so assuming they hit and they find something productive, again, a whole other series of permits has to go through called the production permits. So it can take 4, 5, or 6 years to occur. But again, we're way ahead of any other state because of the actions that the federal government's already taken.
These energy issues are so important to our upcoming election. Is offshore drilling a partisan issue?
Lindy, I hope it doesn't become a partisan issue. It's way too important for the future of this country that we develop all our natural resources. You know, the most recent polls right now show an overwhelming majority of the Americans support offshore drilling. It's up over 60% now nationwide. My local polls that I've conducted show numbers well in excess of 70% support offshore drilling. Every poll I've heard within our region here in the Hampton Roads area has been in excess of 60%. So clearly, the voters see it, that it's on the voters' mind, and I just ask that the voters look at, if they feel energy is as important an issue as I feel it is, that they really look at all the candidates and look at their energy positions and then select a candidate they think best represents their particular views. And I'm hopeful that those in Washington will hear the nationwide support for it and act accordingly and let democracy work.
These energy issues are still relatively new for so many people, but Senator, you've been fighting for the cause and looking for solutions for a very long time. Why did you see fit to make this show?
Well, Lindy, I really want to inform the public about the true nature of the offshore industry, offshore drilling, and recovering our resources off the Atlantic seaboard. It's a very difficult thing to do. You have to do it in the context of a half-an-hour show. It can't be done in sound bites. I've taken my campaign dollars that I would normally save to right up before an election. I don't have to run again for 3 more years. But to me, this issue has become a passion. It's something that I feel that is really a national need right now, and it's really one of the best things we can do for our children is to really leave a comprehensive energy plan for our children. And I choose to spend my campaign dollars on this particular information advertisement, if you want to call it that, and get the facts out. I hope it's a one-part offshore drilling, this particular show. I hope to do one on conservation. I hope to do one on nuclear power. I hope to do one on alternate energy, renewable energies, all the different aspects that go into a comprehensive energy plan so that we have a better opportunity to inform the public about what's going on in the energy industry, what we can expect, and how we can build a comprehensive strategy that really puts Americans back to work, making that American energy for the American homeowner and the American industry.
You've invested in this community service program. What are your future plans on sharing information with people about energy issues?
And remember, the goal is Americans producing American energy for American homeowners and American industry. That's our ultimate goal. Everything that we talk about is going to feed into that particular goal, because what's at stake here? We look at the economic benefits. I look at this as this could be the biggest crisis this nation faces, this energy issue that we face, or this could be the biggest opportunity. I want it to be the biggest opportunity. You know, us producing our own nuclear reactors, to produce our own nuclear energy, Americans operating that nuclear power plant, developing our offshore resources, developing our coal or oil shale, developing unique and new state-of-the-art conservation techniques, coming up with the more fuel-efficient battery-powered vehicles. These are all the things in our future. If we map this strategy out, if we do these types of things, look at the future. Look at the future today and what you see in the economic picture. And it's pretty bleak. Now, if you paint that picture that I just painted there, that is a whole new opportunity. That's what America is all about. We need to paint that picture. We need to move forward with it. And it's up to government to put those policies into place and then allow the American entrepreneur and allow the American expertise and American knowledge and everything that's made this country great go to work and set that regulatory framework to make it happen.
Thank you, Senator Wagner. And thanks to our other knowledgeable guests, Jodi Gidley and Larry Sullivan. Join us next time on Energy Solutions Today, where we'll explore even more options for Americans to produce American energy for American homes and American businesses. I'm Lindy Fay. Thanks for watching.